terms of the environment. Corruption is this picture. This picture depicts the activities of oil-producing companies and their effluent or wastewater that is discharged untreated into the water bodies. The problem is people in these communities, they have to face the impacts of wastewater in their water. That means the water becomes not suitable for drinking. The environment is polluted. There are a lot of diseases as a result of a single action of an industry without thinking about the consequences. When we still ask the same questions, we show these pictures to a bunch of students and we ask them the question. Everybody knows what this is. If you know where this is, of course, feel free to type this in the chat box. This is the Eiffel Tower. And we ask questions to our students and say, this is beautiful. They say, yes. You would like to take a picture here. Everybody says, yes. It's always the same answer and answered over and over again. But this is the reality of some, especially in developing societies, in rural communities. This is their reality. And this is an effect of corruption, because when people don't think about how their actions affect the people around them, how simple act of just dropping your waste on the floor can lead to flooding events, to erosion, to diseases, spreading of waterborne diseases, vector-borne diseases, then it becomes corruption in an environmental sense. But how do you get people to care about the environment, especially when they are still looking for the basics of life? That is when you have to think about incentivizing them and letting them see that the idea of going green is not just contributing to some legacy, even though it's always great to have a legacy, but the idea of going green is simply that whatever we do, it doesn't hurt the people around us. So what does it mean to go green? The go green means that we are living our life in such a way that we do not harm the people around us, we do not harm ourselves, and ultimately we do not harm the environment. And that is what simply going green means. It's a win-win situation. So we come up with the idea of what we call the trash for education for students. And it's a way to get people to dispose their waste properly and get education or educational materials in return. And before you know it, a lot of students in those days, of course, this picture is dated about 10 years back, started cleaning their environments, started renovating the things that they have. With the little that they have, they started planting flowers and trees. So we encourage them to start planting flowers and trees and just working together in harmony and also conserving their energy. And we have this project that was done again 10 years back by students where it did a solar powered ATM machine. Of course, this is quite obvious to us and it might not seem as something that is big, but 10 years ago in this kind of community, this was an innovative project. We also encourage our students and to conserve water, because every drop counts. And there are societies and communities that do not have access to clean water. We encourage them to green their transportation. And by greening your transportation, you can walk, you can cycle, you can carpool, and you can take the public transportation. So we started encouraging cycling on campuses at that time. Now, what we're doing is we're showing that when you're cycling or when you're working, or when you're taking the public transportation, when you're carpooling, well, if you're cycling, for instance, what is the need for you? You're keeping fit. What is the need for the environment? Well, you're reducing the amount of emission into the environment, and of course, you're saving costs. So to go green is not just to do it for the environment, but also to do it for ourselves. And also, we encourage students and people to plant their flowers, to plant their own food and grow their own food if they can. And you can see in this same, so I'm showing you how this whole thing started. You can see students starting to plant their own garden and becoming social entrepreneurs and making products and even exporting those products. And then in the video that we watched, remember that the person talked about sharing. There's no idea of going green if you don't share. So we encourage the students to go and raise eco-conscious kids, which is to share whatever knowledge that they've learned when they're in the program with the younger generations to ensure its sustainability. And these are some of the things that you're saying. So we share the knowledge. And then we also see that sometimes the idea of environmentalism needs to be synthesized to what people can understand. So with the younger kids, we came up with comic books so that they can connect more with the ideas of going green. At every levels, there's something for them. So we have comics, cartoon characters that kids can relate to. At the primary level, we have something at the secondary level, which is Introduction to Green Education. This project was sponsored by the National Geographic Education. And then we have something for tertiary institutions. So this is the idea of going green. Before we know, we started having entrepreneurs come up from this project. And this is our first set of the green ministers. Now, of course, the Green Club now metamorphosized into what we have called the Green Institute today. Green Institute has ambassadors and fellows all over the world. So something that started out as a local project in a town called Ondo Town is now becoming a global project, or not, it's not becoming, he's now a global movement, and it's now a global organization all over the world. Now, the mission of the Green Institute is to build the next generation of sustainability leaders through education, through advocacy, and through innovation. The Green Institute is a member of the United Nations Sustainable Development Solutions Network and an accredited organization of the United Nations Environment Program. What is our thematic focus? We have five thematic focus. We focus on education and equity, on economics, on energy, and of course, the overarching theme, environment. Most of the projects that we've done so far are focused on education first, then equity and environment. We've not really done a lot of projects in energy, and we're still developing projects in economics, and that is how do our fellows, how do our ambassadors become entrepreneurs, that they can solve the greatest challenges in the world. That is still a work in progress. Now, what are our core values? Well, sustainability, inclusivity, and collaboration. The Green Institute has a plethora of advisory board members from all over the world. We have some of our advisory members are working in the United Nations, in universities, in industries, and in every aspect of the society, from law to tech, and so on and so forth. And these, our advisory board members, connect us and also connect some of our fellows and ambassadors to opportunities around the world. You also get to learn to have mentorship sessions with some of these advisory members and board members over the course of the fellowship program. What is our impact? We've trained over 30,000 leaders in this program, and we've had about 500,000 pledges taken, which I'm going to talk about later. And we've hosted about 100+ events globally. Now, let's move to why we're here today. Over the next year, you will learn, lead, and collaborate across communities, disciplines, and continents. You will, of course, be challenged to think deeper, to act bolder, and to live more intentionally. You will, of course, stand at the intersection of purpose and action, and from there, shape a future that honors both people and planet. So the Green Fellowship Program for 2025-2026 starts July 2025 with the onboarding session. In August 2025, you're going to have a mentorship and workshop. September, we're having a global STEM conference, and you will have to take a course titled The Principles of Green and Sustainability Science, which is being taught by global leaders across the world. There will be a series of webinars that touch on the intersection of spirituality and environmentalism. So in September, there'll be a webinar on can true love exist without suffering and sacrifice, for instance. I'm still going to show you the rest of the webinars. In October, there will be World Food Conference, International Conference on Environmental Law, and the webinar. In November, there's the World Sustainability Conference in collaboration with the University of Birmingham. And of course, there's also a webinar. And in December, there'll be a giving back to the community. What we do is we have our fellows go into their various community and give back. The fellow with the best project do get some kind of support after submitting the project, we'll pick the best project and they get a little bit of support for that December project. In January, workshop, February, and so on and so forth. We're going to, of course, send all those details to your email address or to your email. So in the final graduation for the fellowship program is July 2026. Now, education. I mentioned earlier that the Green Institute has three pillars: education, advocacy, and innovation, and that is what you're going to be working on. So in terms of education, you're going to be taking a course that is led by me, but taught by global leaders across the world. It's called the Principles of Green and Sustainability Science. Now, with that course, over in September or ending of August, you're going to get a link to start taking that course. Some of the faculties of those courses include Susan Gardner. Susan Gardner is the Deputy Director of Ecosystem at UNEP. We have Mudupe Jimo, she's a professor at a university. We have Professor Mark Rosen. Professor Mark Rosen is also another professor on energy sustainability in Canada. We have Professor Alessandro Antonello. He's going to be talking about the Antarctica. We have Tamelo Makati. We'll be talking about the intersection of AI and sustainability. We have Sarah from India, Dr. Sarah Ikabal, driving sustainability through research and management. I was just going to show you very quickly a kind of a snippet of the course.
I'm Susan Gardner, the Director of the Ecosystems Division at the United Nations Environment Program, speaking to you from Nairobi, Kenya. Let's start with a fundamental truth. Biodiversity is the foundation of life on Earth. Yet today, 1 million species are facing extinction. Coral reefs may be the first ecosystem to disappear entirely. Redirect tools that knowledge with your friends, with your family. Learn about the issues and then share that knowledge with your friends, community. You've already taken the first step by participating in this course, and for that, I thank you. For ambitious
that's just to give you an idea of what is going to come up in the course.
Leaders.
We also do have a course on early childhood care management and sustainability. Those are the courses that are tailored for our fellows: the Principles of Green and Sustainability Science and the Early Childhood Care Management and Sustainability, depending on your interest. The Principles of Sustainability Science obviously is compulsory for all fellows to take. The Early Childhood Care Management for Sustainability is in fact optional and tailored towards those in the education or primary school setting. The institutes have a plethora of courses. Of course, these courses are not free. They're courses that are offered in the institute for professional and executives. So we do ask you to go over our website and see if there's anyone that is of interest to you. In terms of events, you're going to be attending, like I've mentioned earlier, conferences. The good thing about our conferences are they are hybrid, so you can access those conferences from anywhere that you are in the world. Attendance to these conferences are, in fact, mandatory. So please ensure that we will be sending you calendar invites so that you can block out those dates. We're also going to have, so these are some of the events. So we have events for everyone. If you're in the science, technology, arts, STEM would be ideal for you. If you're into energy transition, this conference would be ideal for you. An example of the webinar that we're coming up in September is Can True Love Exist Without Suffering? We have the World Food Day Symposium. We have the Officially Green series, which is better to live. And the question is it better to live a long life with little impact or a short life with a significant impact? We have the World Sustainability Conference that's going to happen in the University of Birmingham. And of course, our fellows can attend all these events. And of course, a lot of webinar. And then we have a conference in partnership with EURECAT, Canstanda Conference, that is happening next year in February of 2026. We do have other events that are, we don't know the speakers yet, but these are the ones that we've hosted in the past. We have the World Water Conference. So this was the 2024 conference. We have the Energies Conference. This also was the 2024 conference. Of course, we've done for 2025. Next year, information will be released very soon. And then, of course, the World Environment Day Symposium. Okay, now, this is the part that we need to pay attention to, and this is advocacy. And this is what you are going to be doing as a fellow, is to advocate for a greener planet and a safer community. This video was created as one of the projects for one of our fellows, which the fellow arranged some secondary school students to come up with an advocacy project, which I featured in. I'm just going to give you a very idea of that. Hi, I am Adenike, and together we are the voice and the hands of generation restoration.
We are generation restoration. We are generation restoration. We are generation restoration. We are generation restoration.
15 billion trees fall each year. Can you believe it? Look around. See the litter, the barren fields, the dry streams. Our earth is speaking, and it's time we listen. It's on us to heal these wounds, to start the mend, because the world we love depends on the care we lend.
We are generation restoration. We are generation restoration.
Recycle that bottle, plant a tree, save a drop. Small acts at home, in school. Each little thing adds up to a lot. Together, our small actions are the best shot.
Generation restoration. We are generation restoration.
Let us unite, each of us a part of this earth. From your street to mine, let's give it a rebirth. You and I in this together, restoring our homes, today and forever. We are the change, the now, the how. We are generation restoration, starting now. Every seed planted, every piece of trash picked up, each one of us makes a difference. Join me, be the heartbeat of restoration, because together, we're not just a generation, we are the solution.
We are generation restoration. We are generation restoration. We are generation restoration. We are generation. The Green Queen.
All right, so that's an example of an advocacy video. Of course, you're free to come up with your own concepts, and we'll be glad to support. Now, moving to the Officially Green campaign. The Officially Green campaign is a campaign that is a worldwide campaign, and that is the focus of this fellowship. It is to amplify the Officially Green campaign, and the Officially Green campaign inspires individuals to commit to sustainable practices, starting with everyday actions. There are about 7 different pledges. The first pledge is, I will never drop that waste on the floor. The reason that we're making this pledge, we make it so simple that anybody can take the pledge. You don't have to have money, you don't have to have any resources to make a pledge to say, I will never drop that waste on the floor. You don't have to have any money or any resources to say, I will always switch off my appliances when not in use. I will travel sustainably. I will tell others about the green movement. I will use less paper. And above all, I pledge to be green. So these are the individual pledges. And this is what we're going to be engaging with over the course of the fellowship. These are pictures from last year campaign, from last year fellowship, of different people engaging with the Officially Green campaign across their various communities. Yeah, so these are just pictures showing you how people are engaging. That's last year, 2024 fellows engaging with the Officially Green campaign. And you can see some of them went to schools, some of them went to religious organizations in different communities all over the world. And of course, we had the graduation ceremony for our 2024 fellows. These are some of the people that graduated. Today, we have about almost 500 people on the call. We do know that not everybody is going to complete the fellowship because there is a lot of work and it's a lot of commitment. So you can see the people that actually did graduate at the fellowship. And I'm sure we started with a lot of people. This was the best green fellow of the month for October. So we do give awards every month for our fellows. These fellows, they won the best teamwork. And this guy right here won the best, I think he actually won the overall fellow of the year. He planted over thousands of flowers, plants. I don't know, 1,000 or 2,000, I can't remember now, in his community, as well as doing all the activities. So he was the best fellow of the year. Now, what is expected of you? There's something we call the fellowship report card, and that is the curation of all the things that you're going to do over the course of the fellowship. And the report card will determine who the best fellow is going to be. Okay. So monthly reports. Every month you have to report to us what you're doing in your community to engage the Officially Green Pledge. We're going to send you some templates and some guidelines to those. We want to ensure that you're implementing those projects successfully. You have to take the principles of green and sustainability course and actually pass the course. And you need to have about 90% attendance on all events and sessions. After all this is done, a certificate will be issued for the people and the graduation ceremony will be carried out. Now, what we notice is that over the course of the fellowship, some people, just by next week, will reach out to the Green Institute to say, oh, I'm trying to apply for something and I need a recommendation. We do not give recommendation, especially at this stage. The point of somebody writing a recommendation letter is because they got to know you and they know and they can actually vouch for your work. So please do not reach out. What we found out is that people that are actually doing the work do not always reach out for recommendations. The people that don't do anything, that will reach out to the Institute for a recommendation letter. We will give recommendation letter at the end of the fellowship, and that is for people that are successful with it and at the discretion of the Green Institute. So we'll have to look at everything that you've done and make sure that everything is in check before we do put our signatures on anything. But at the end of the fellowship, there is a certificate that is issued to all our fellows that do meet those criteria. So it is not automatic. Now, you have to belong to these categories, but you can be at every category. So for your fellowship here, you can decide that you want to be under advocacy. Some people might say they want to be under innovation, and some people want to say they want to be under education. That is what the project that you're working on. For people that are into the advocacy group, their responsibility is to spread the Officially Green message. Those are the pledges, and form green clubs in at least 5 schools during the course of the fellowship here. Now, the schools can either be primary or can be secondary or can be mixture of both. It is up to the fellow to decide. But however, that's to be 5 clubs towards the end of your advocacy year. And every month we need to get a report in pictures and videos or any form of reports in which we're going to provide a template for those reports. Some of those videos and pictures are shared on our website to give it a global reach. We do have partnership with some media organizations that we also share some of the best projects with them. And we've had some of our fellows in the past get interviewed by some of this media organizations based on their impact. Innovation. People that are in innovation groups are people that are forming what we call the nest in their various community. As we know, the nest is a place where a bud grows, incubates its egg, and a life is grown. So people that are forming a nest, what they're doing is that they're forming a kind of a community in a kind of a green community wherever they reside. So in that community, there should be a minimum of 10 members in one community, in a nest group. And what nest people do is that there are people that share common goals in terms of faith, in terms of lifestyle, in terms of ambitions, and so forth, so forth. So for instance, an example of a nest group, people in a nest group can decide they would like to maybe go hiking. They would like to do things like meditation. They would like to do things like yoga. They would like to clean up their community. They would like to engage with different environmental, maybe World Environment Day. They will do different activities. So it's just a group of people with common interests, and the common interest is green. And they will meet, to have their meetings maybe every week or every month, and they have to do some kind of programs in their community. Also, if you're not interested in the nest, you can adopt a university. So some people might decide they want to form their community in a university. So that means that you have to form the green, officially green club in a university and get everything started. And at the end of your fellowship year, that club should have been very well known within that university. People in the education group are people that are interested in research. So if you would like to publish some papers, academic papers, or you're strictly an academic person and you'd like to publish or you'd like to learn about publishing and being part of research that we do, those are the people that will fall into the research group. We hope that at the end of your fellowship program, you're able to publish at least 1 or 2 research outputs in a very high impact journal. Also, the people that are in the education, the officiallygreen.org website is currently being curated, because by next year, we're going to be having something called the Officially Green Day. The Officially Green Day is like your World Environment Day or your Earth Day. It's going to be a day that is every year. So it's going to come up in 2026. The website for the Officially Green program, the people that are in this category or the fellows that will be in this category would be helping in curating that website. They'll be working on things like fact sheets, like toolkits and blog articles for the website before we launch the website. Of course, they will be credited with their work, and they will get a significant media showcase for the work that they've done on their officiallygreen.org website. So let me just repeat it. As a fellow, you can be under any of this category, but you can be in 3 categories. You can only choose 1 category. So Victoria Art Institute will be reaching out to you by next week, so that there'll be a form that will be sent to all fellows. You can pick which category that you would like to fall under. Is it that you're in the advocacy group, or you're in the innovation group, or you are in the education group? And whatever group that you choose, that is what you're going to be doing for the course of the fellowship year. So yes, so the Officially Green Day comes up in 2026, and we'll be working with all our fellows to ensure that that day become something that is successful. At this point, I will invite everyone, all our fellows that you're on this call, to please join me in taking the Green Pledge. This is the first step towards becoming a Green Fellow. And the way the pledge is done is that we put your hands on your right hand, so let me just stop the sharing so I can demonstrate. So you put your right hand on, so you say, my name is, please say your name, please do not say my name, okay? And we're going to be inviting people to come up. Of course, you can unmute yourself if you would like to be part of this, especially if you have your video on. And if you don't have your video on, please, everybody, feel free to unmute yourself, and then you can please take the pledge as we. So that now. All right. So any care?
Pledge will take now.
Then is the fact that's why I need to
Say your name.
in
My name is Adenike.
Hi, Isaac Joshua.
Family Joseph.
Hi, my name is Gonzalo.
Hi, my name is Thomas.
Hi.
My name is
David Bridget.
Hi.
Hi, I'm William.
My name is
Let's say it at the same time. I will never drop
Hi,
that
my
waste
name
on the
is
floor.
Will
Never
never
waste on the floor.
My name is Samuel.
I will eat and drink
Hi, my
My
name
name
is
is
Trophy.
Robert in Tanzania.
My name is John Kikwa.
Hi, my name is
Never drop. My name is
My
Hi,
Clever.
my
name is
name is
John
Nasty
Kikwa.
Goshal.
Hi, my name is Esther.
I will never drop waste on the floor.
Hello, my name is Asanullah. I'm from Pakistan.
Hello, my name is Imtiaz Ali. I'm from India.
My name is Mohammed.
Hi,
I'm from
everyone.
Sudan.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, my name is Nawi Refugee. I'll never drop any waste on the floor. I'll not eat and drink
I'll
straight
never drop
because
I will never drop.
some people do not have access to
I will
it.
never
Hi, my
drop.
name is
I'll always
Lucy
switch
Wogan.
off my
Yes,
continues. I'll try positive thinking. I will tell others about movement.
Kanu, I will never drive. I will never drive.
no. My name
I will
My
never
name is
drop.
Clever.
Thank you.
I will never drive. I'm coming, Kanu.
From Uganda.
Oh, wahala.
All
My
right.
name is Muhammad Adia Rifki Mahadika. I will never drop that waste on the floor again.
Thank you.
Alan Coley, I'll never drop that on the floor.
I vow to never, ever put
Hi, everyone.
anything
My name is Joyce.
by waste.
Thank you. So I'm just going to so because of so what you can just do is please mute yourself and you can please just
Enemy Sabbath Mesa, I will never drop that waste on the
we're
floor.
fast with the
I will never drop anything on the floor, especially
Hello, my name is Harry.
waste.
all right. So
Yes, I am never drop.
My name is
and then
from Bangladesh.
Hi, my name is Sabbath Mesa, I will never drop on the floor.
Hi, my name is John Kikwa from Sierra Leone.
I will never drop that on the floor.
all right, thank you everyone. If we can please mute ourselves back. And so I'm just going to say the pledge. And so my name is, you can feel free to say without muting yourself. My name is Adenike. I will never drop that waste on the floor. I will eat and drink moderately because I know some people do not have access to food and water. I will always switch off my appliances when not in use. I will travel sustainably. I will tell others about the green movement. And above all, I pledge to be green. So that is what pledge is about. So our planet's most urgent challenges demand our collective courage, our collective wisdom, and our collaboration. And local action, like you've seen how the Green Institute started in a local community, when amplified through global partnership, can achieve what once seemed impossible, but something more importantly, something that is truly lasting impact. So as we conclude this onboarding session, I want you to let this be more than just any meeting. Let this be a beginning of a movement. And you're now part of something bigger than yourself, a fellowship, not just Green Fellows, but a fellowship of thinkers, of doers, of builders, and dreamers who believe that change is not only possible, but absolutely necessary. And you were chosen to lead. And now it's time to live that truth. You're committed to green. So chosen to lead, committed to green. And now let's the world see it in every action that you take. And over the course of the months, your voice will shape conversations, your work will spark transformations, and your leadership will inspire generations. So remember, we're not just preparing for the future, we're creating it. So ladies, gentlemen, welcome to the journey, welcome to the legacy, and welcome to the Green Fellowship Program 2025-2026. And I hope that will make it unforgettable, and most importantly, make it officially green. If you have questions, please raise, and then I would take some questions. If you're not able to, don't want to come up, you can also put those questions in the chat box. So we have about just 5 minutes to take questions, and that will end this onboarding session. We're going to reach out to you over the email to with more information after this. So if you have questions, please feel free to ask those questions in the chats, preferably in the comment section. So we have a lot of hands up. I don't know if the hands up are for questions. I think Glory has a question. Are we going to share the recordings? Yes, we will share the recordings. We'll make it accessible so that you can watch all over again. Are there going to be weekly meetings? No, they're not going to be weekly meetings, but we're going to have, by the time we have 3 groups, we're going to have 3 groups, the advocacy group, the education group, and the innovation group. So we're going to, when we have those groups, we're going to be having meetings with those groups. We don't, over the course of the internship, we're going to be having meetings at random times, but definitely we understand that people have other commitments. So it's not going to be every week, but just ensure that you attend the events and the programs that are listed for the fellows. See if we have any other questions here. Somebody said they want to learn research. Well, if you would like to learn research, please join the research group when we send out the email for the research group. We have advocacy group. I did mention that any group that you would like to join, we'll send out an email, so you can please let us know the group that you would like to join once we send out the email. Is there going to be a WhatsApp group? Yes, there is going to be a WhatsApp group. We're going to send out the link for this cohort next week, so you can join the WhatsApp group. The WhatsApp group is where we're going to be sharing a lot of information. Of course, we'll be sharing information via your email, but we also understand that some people don't check their email, so we'll also share the same information in the WhatsApp group. Yes, so somebody asked that, can the advocacy projects, can it include other teams? Yes, we encourage collaborations. And that is, yeah, we do encourage other collaborations. So we would like you to collaborate with other fellows. Yeah, so do we have anybody that have questions that would like to ask questions live? I'll be willing to take those questions. Anyone? We have lots of hands up. I don't know, Diego, let's see. Yes, we have a question. Just give me a second so I can navigate this. So we have a question for Diego. Please unmute yourself and please feel free to ask your question.
Hey, hello, Anike. How are you?
Hi.
Nice to meet
Good.
you.
Good. Nice to meet you.
That video, that music video was amazing, very strong. I got one question. So, in one image, the image said about innovation and talk about some kind of work with a university. What we have to do with some kind of university to show our jobs here in the Green Institute?
Very good question. We're going to be sending out a toolkit. So the step is number one, next week, we're going to send you a survey so you can click on the group that you would like to join. So if you're joining the university group, we're still going to have another meeting specifically for people in the university group. So we're going to spell out all the expectations. But just to quickly go over that, university groups, you're just forming a club or an association in your university. You get some of your students to start, doing different sustainability projects in the university and just ensuring that the university becomes green and adopts sustainable practices. It's just working with the university. And also you can host like a seminar in the university on the idea of going green. Depending on where it's something that you can host yourself. If we do have enough time to plan, you can also invite us at the headquarters. Depending on the resources that are available, if we plan it ahead of time, we'll be happy to come to your university in person to also connect with the students. But this is not for everybody. We'll pick probably the best project. We'll be willing to also come in person to work with the students or to inspire them. I hope that answers the question. All right. So we have, let me see. Prosper, please feel free to unmute yourself since you have a question. And after Prosper, I'll be taking Priam.
Yes.
Prosper,
So
please feel free to unmute yourself. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes. So you can hear me. Yes. So my question has to
Yes, we can hear you.
do with if I have my organization, can my organization lead a project or any group that wish to join? Can my organization join me in leading the project?
Yes, absolutely. Well, we encourage partnerships. We
Hello.
encourage collaboration. Yes, absolutely. We can hear you. I'm saying yes, absolutely, to your question. We do encourage collaborations with other organizations. We encourage partnerships, and that's what this is all about. So yes, you can collaborate with your team members to bring this to life. Thank you. So I'm also going to ask Priam to unmute yourself. After Priam, I'll take question from Simon. After Simon, I'll take question from Vikant. So Priam, please unmute yourself.
I have a question. Actually, we are here, all are here to promote green and sustainable future. But my question is, why the non-vegetarian lifestyle put extreme pressure on the nature? They case climate change, pollution, deforestation, water and land waste, everything. For a truly green and sustainable future, reducing or avoiding meat is one of the most powerful action. So why we are not take action on that? Why we not promote vegetarian foods?
Why are we not promoting what?
Did you get?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you properly. Not really. Why are we not promoting?
Why we not promote vegetarian foods? How? Did you get
vegetarian? Oh, okay. So very good question.
Yeah.
If I get your question right, you say why we're not promoting vegetarianism? Very good question. So we do have like for instance, I mentioned the nest communities. We have some of the fellows that would like to form a nest group. So with your nest group, you can decide that what everybody has in common are they are vegetarians. So we do allow people to, if you want to form like a group that promotes vegetarianism, definitely we're up for that. The idea is green. So whatever it falls within the theme of going green, so far you're not harming anybody or you're not harming your planet, we would support that. So you please feel free to, if you would like to do like have a nest, so to be a group of people that believe in vegetarianism. So that can be a community, that can be what bonds everybody together. Because if you're going to form a nest group, there has to be something that binds everyone together as a group. It can be one thing, it can be two things, but they have to have like a shared value or shared goal. So yes, definitely we can promote vegetarianism if that is what you would like to promote as your own project. Take another question from Simon, then I can next. Please take there is a attendance link. Please ensure that you take attendance. Is very important. Every event, every meetings that we have, we're going to be having an attendance sheet. That is how we keep track of all our fellows. So please ensure that you take your attendance. You fill up the attendance sheet. Simon, please go ahead.
Hello there. Greetings from me. I just want to ask that in the category of the education, there is written that research and 2 research outputs. So that throughout the year, we have to just like submit 2 research outputs.
Say that again.
So that throughout the year, will we have to submit just 2 research outputs?
No. So 2 things. When you're in the research group, you're going to be getting trained in writing, in doing research and in writing a good research. So by the end of the fellowship, you would have with your other people in the group come up with one research output, at least 2. So we hope that at the end of your fellowship, you can have more than 2, but you're going to work on a group project with all other fellows to come up with a research output that will be published in a high impact journal. Now, if you would like to apply those principles that you've learned to publish your own research, then we will support in ensuring that so far it's good quality research. We will support you in publishing that research. especially if it's like open access, then we'll support you in publishing that research. But you're going to be working with other people to publish a research that will be, so by the time we have our meetings with the research group, we'll give you all the information that you need for that.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Vibrant, please feel free to unmute yourself.
Thank you, Adnike, for the amazing introductions to everything, including the program. It's a privilege to be here again after the World Environment Day Symposium. I have a two-parter. First and foremost, is there a particular forum space for the Green Institute Fellowship that we all can particularly partake in?
I didn't know. I'm not sure if I quite get the question. Like a
Like a
forum for
designated
all the,
space.
is it physical
Apart from
space?
the confines of a WhatsApp group. No, on an online forum. Like if you're using a discourse space to create a forum for the Green Institute, wherein all of the fellowship candidates can possibly interact with one another, makes collaborations a lot easier.
That's a very good suggestion. We didn't think about that, but we'll look into that. Yeah, maybe we can try discourse or something. Yeah, it's a good suggestion. We'll do that. We'll look into that.
Wonderful.
Thank you for that.
And my
suggestion.
second question would be around the confines of the education pillar. On a tentative scale, are we looking at sessions every week, bi-monthly, monthly? Could you shine a little light on that as well, please?
So do you mean education when you go to those schools, or education like with us? Is that
with you, with the Green Institute? Yes.
With the Green Institute. Okay, so with the education, we're gonna have one meeting, and that meeting is like an onboarding for the people in the education group. So by the time we send out all the next week, by the time we get all the people, so throughout next week, we're just gonna get people. We're not gonna be doing a lot next week. We're just going to get information from people that would like to be education. Then we'll send you an invite where we have a meeting with just the education fellows. And then in that meeting, we'll now tell you everything that you need to do. Now, we'll not be having like weekly meetings or something with you. We might check in like once in a month, maybe once in 2 months. Because you do have to understand that you still have to be going to the conferences, you still have to be going for webinars, you still have to be taking the course. So we don't want to make sure that we don't have too many meetings that you feel so overwhelmed. But we'll give you all the things that is needed for you to get started in your community. Of course, that is where the monthly reports comes in. So you can send us your monthly reports, what you've done in maybe if you decide you want to go to a secondary school, what have you done for that month? That report is what we are going to read. Does that answer
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
So we'll take one more question. And then we will call it a day. Please fill out your attendance sheet. It's very, very important. Also, any other questions we have, if I'm not able to take your questions today, that is absolutely okay. We're still going, once we have those groups, we're still going to talk, we're still going to have a one-on-one almost a one-on-one interaction, not a one-on-one with a group, going to have interaction. Somebody asked, are there going to be mentorship? Yeah, we're going to provide mentorship sessions. Some of the people on our advisory board, we will be doing mentorship with you. So you're going to have mentors throughout the course of the program. Somebody was asking again, can one join 2 groups? No, you cannot join 2 groups. You can only join 1 group. So that I want to ensure that, want to ensure that people are doing what they're supposed to do and they're not overwhelmed. Please, if you have to leave for another meeting, that's absolutely fine. The onboarding session is over. Just ensure that you sign in your attendance sheet. Somebody asked if there's going to be a schedule. Yes, we'll share you all the schedule throughout next week. We're going to do everything that we need to do. So we'll send you all of that information in your email. Please ensure that you check your emails very well, because from the previous group that was last year, a lot of people didn't follow instructions. So if you don't follow instructions, please don't blame us for, just make sure that you check your emails all the time and ensure that you follow the instructions in those emails. I'll take the last questions from John, and then we can call it a day, evening, or night, depending on where you're joining us from. So John, John Poa, please feel free to unmute yourself.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is John Kubakwa from Moribaton Bond District, Sierra Leone. I have an advocacy, which I'm the chief executive officer of the cohort allowance, and we have been started implementing environmental education programs on the school-based clubs and school nature clubs in the Bond District. We have been having the challenges with school clubs. Most of the school clubs have been due to the school activities, and how really best would have a best opportunity for joining the Green Fellowship and to write a project. How soon have we been to have a feedback from you, or when soon to write a proposal about the project we have been talking about?
I didn't quite get the question. Maybe it's the next.
I said it's about the school clubs. I have an advocacy which we want to submit a project proposal, but we have been discussing on relevant about the school clubs. If someone want to join the advocacy and the innovation groups, how that one could be like?
No problem. Yeah, please send us an email. I'm not sure if I quite get the question, but send us an email about your proposal, what you're currently working on, and let us know how we'll be able to support if we think that the project is viable. Now, I see that some fellows they're forming country groups, which is absolutely okay. Please, if you would like to be the director of your country for the fellows, please reach out to us via email. So for instance, if you're in India and you would like to coordinate the efforts in India, or if you're in Pakistan and so other countries, the United States, have seen people trying to form groups, please feel free to reach out to us so that we will have the people that are coordinating each country, Kenya and so on and so forth. Please reach out to us if you would like to be like the coordinator of your country, so that you can work together and do different kind of projects together. Somebody asked if there's going to be a physical meeting for the fellows. Yes, that is what your fellowship group, your project that you're doing is for us to create the officially Green Day. So we hope that our fellows will be able to attend the officially Green Day. We don't know what country is going to be yet. But we do hope that whatever country is, we do hope that it's just going to be like you kind of think about it like a United Nations Assembly, where you have different people from different countries all over the world. It's going to be called the officially Green Day, and we're going to have an assembly where we have all our fellows from past and future attend. Some of our conferences, some of them are online, some of them are offline. If you're in those locations, please feel free to attend. At least we have one coming up in the UK. If you're in the UK, if you're in Birmingham for any reason, please feel free to attend those events. Conferences at the Green Institute, obviously, our conferences are paid because they're for academics. And so it's not, our conferences are not for the fellows. So we have actually people that do present their papers and do a lot of things for our conferences. But for our fellows, you're free to attend those conferences. There is no participation fee for you to attend those conferences. Of course, if you would like to now get a certificate or present your papers for those conferences, they are not free, but you're free to attend all those conferences and get the knowledge from there. So just look out for any of our conferences that's going on all over the world, and please reach out to us if you would like to attend them. All right, thank you very much. We have a conference coming up in February in Spain. If you're in the Spain region, please feel free to attend. The only thing that we do is that we waive the fee for participation for all our fellows for these conferences. All right, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure hosting you, everyone, well, it's evening time where I am, but wherever you are, maybe it's morning, I don't know. Hosting everyone, and please sign in your attendance sheet, and as usual, I hope that you have a wonderful day, evening, wherever you are, and I hope that you stay green. Thank you very much for listening today. Have a beautiful night. Bye-bye.